Today we are going to discuss the chapter number 8, which is cell, the unit of life. So first of all, what is cell? The cell is a fundamental structure and functional unit of all living organism. What it mean by? It means that all the living organism you see in around us, all are made of cells. If you see a zebra, if you see a butterfly, if you see a human, these all the organism, even plant, also made of cells. Multiple type of cell, multiple type of cells make multiple type of tissue, multiple type of tissue make multiple type of organs, and full body and multiple type of organ make a body. So that's why the fundamental unit of any animal is cell. So second point is of the cell is the unicellular organism are may single celled and are capable of independent existence and performing all the essential functions of life. Anything less than a complete cell structure it cannot ensure independent living. So the all organism I just mentioned, they were all are multicellular organism, but there are some are so many unicellular organism which is only made of one cell and are capable of surviving in the world, and they are independently extend existence and performing all essential function of life like reproduction, digestion, like motion, and etc. Anything less than a complete cell structure cannot ensure independent living. uh, so the one the unicellular cell organism also have a full the cell structure, so they called a unicellular, means one cell organism. But if any organism does not have a full cell structure, so they does not uh, called as living organisms. Historical discoveries. Antony von Leeuwenhoek first saw and described a living cell. So Antony von Leeuwenhoek was the first person who described a living cell. He discovered the first living cell in a pond, pond water, which was I think which was a bacteria. Robert Brown later discovered the nucleus, and later that Robert Brown discovered the nucleus, which is situated in the center of the cell. Cell theory. The cell theory, a cornerstone of biology, was developed in the three stages. Matthias Sheldon, 1838, botanist, observed that all the plants are composed of cells. So Matthias Sheldon was a botanist, and he observed that all the organisms, all the plant made of composed of cells. Theodore Schwann, 1839, zoologist, reported that animal cells had a thin outer layer. So after that, after 1 year, Schwann, which was a zoologist, reported that all this animal cell have a thin outer layer, a very thin outer layer, which is called as uh, plasma membrane. He concluded that the cell wall is a unique characteristic of plant cell and proposed that bodies of animal and plants are composed of cell and their products. Sheldon and Son formulated the initial cell theory. So Swan also told us that, and also discovered that the that animal cell are different from plant cell, just because plant cell have a very unique cell wall, very unique characteristic, which is cell wall, which is not found in animal cell. So, initial cell theory was given by the Matthias Sheldon and Theodore Schwann. After that, Rudolf Virchow, 1855, explained that cell divided and new cell are formed from pre-existing cell, hominis cellula e cellula. He modified the cell theory to give it final shape. After that, in 1855, the Rudolf Virchow explained that and I mean discovered that the all the living cells are made are born from pre-existing cells. So yeah, that all about the cell theory. Cell theory as understood today, all living organisms are composed of cell and products of cell. Okay, so as we mentioned before that all the living organisms are made of cell, and all the if we see animal body, so in the very smaller unit of that body is cell. After that, different type of cells make different type of tissue, different type of tissue make a different type of organs, different type of organs make a full body, and that will be the animal body. Cell theory as understood today, or okay, all cell arise from existing cells. As we also mentioned that all this cell living cells are made from pre-existing cell. If we see a human example, so all the newborn babies are from the uh, born from their parents cells. Okay, so in human, so may father give its sperm and mother give its egg. So those two are the pre-existing cell, and then when they are fused, so they make a new cell, which is which is known as the baby. After this time they deliver and give a new animal, a new organism. Okay, overview and type of cells. Overview and type of cells. So cytoplasm. First of heading is cytoplasm, a semi-fluid matrix that occupies the volume of the cell and is the main arena of cellular activities in both plant and animal cell. If we see a example of a balloon and we fill that balloon in full of water, so the cell, the balloon layer is a cell wall or plasma membrane, whatever you want to call. If we see in animal cell, so it is cell plasma membrane. If we see take example of plant cell, so it we will assume that it is cell wall. So the water fill in the balloon is cytoplasm. So cytoplasm is a semi-fluid matrix that occupies the volume of the cell, and those all the full or the all the water in the balloon and our cell is known as the cytoplasm, which is occupies the volume of the cell and is the main arena of the cellular activities. All the cellular activities between the cellular organs happen in semi-fluid matrix, which is cytoplasm. Eukaryotic cells possesses a membrane-bound nucleus and other membrane-bound organism, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, mitochondria, etc. So there are two types of cell, which is known as which are okay. They are two types. Okay, okay, two types. Okay, so two types of cell, which is eukaryotic cell and eukaryotic cells have their they they have membrane bound nucleus. What is membrane bound nucleus mean? They have a layer around the nucleus which is help the nucleus to arrange their uh, fluid in between in that area. Okay, and also have membrane bound organelles, and some there we already know that cell have their cell organelles which is situated in the cell cytoplasm. So all the cell organelles which is situated in the eukaryotic cells are membrane bound organelles, like example endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi complex, mitochondria, etc. Then prokaryotic cells lack a membrane bound nucleus and membrane bound organelles. Okay, so they do not have a membrane bound nucleus, and that's why their nucleus fluid and the genetic material is not arranged properly and not arranged properly, okay, in cytoplasm and not membrane bound organs. So they also don't have membrane bound organelles in the cell. Example, if we see as example, so we can bacteria. Okay, bacteria, and if we see in that eukaryotic, so any like a plant cell. Okay, plant cell or blood cell, etc. Blood cell. Okay,